Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, Bringer of Light Intuitive. I'm Cindy. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in or welcome back, depending on if you are new. And if you are, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Let me know how you found me, because I'm always interested in that. And say hello so that I know you're here and I can say hi back, meet you, and welcome you to my amazing community here on YouTube, which I do have the best community on YouTube. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate all of your beautiful, kind words that you always shower me with. Love, 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 love you. Speaking of which, 2 weeks ago, I posted a reading and I gave you the opportunity to ask me questions that I will answer on these readings, these daily readings, and I have 2 that are going to be answered at the end of this reading today. And you both said such nice, sweet things. Thank you. I have Raquel and I have Kind Gigi. So hopefully I said your names correctly, but I have your questions here in front of me, and I will be doing this reading, or your readings, at the end of this reading, okay? So only if you guys commented on that reading, and you know which one, if you commented, you know which one it was, and those are the only ones that I'm answering here, okay? So if you commented on that 2 weeks ago, look for your readings have all been done, except for Raquel and Kind Gigi. All right, so let's dive into who am I reading for reading. We already did one today, but I was feeling called to come back and also answer these questions. So let's see what energy wants to come through. We've got the 6 of Cups. What is this telling us? Let's see what you need to know. And the Hermit. So I feel like you've been going through a period of really listening to your heart. Your heart's been telling you something very specific, and yep, the Knight of Cups is like you following your heart, you know, but it feels like from this Hermit energy with the star, my favorite star, sitting in the lantern, it's like your heart has been telling you something very specific. I feel like you've been going through a healing period. I feel like you've been going through maybe an inner child healing period with the 6 of Cups, and I feel like things in your energy, your healing, your heart, your memories, maybe you've been going through some sort of a healing, maybe through inner child work and, you know, traumas and stuff that you've been through. Memories. I'm hearing the word memories, but it feels like there's something that I'm feeling 2 things. There feels like there's this energy of, you know, inner child healing and coming back into balance. It's like you've been put back into who you were created to be before life happened, before those memories, before those traumas, before those things that, you know, hurt your sweet, innocent little inner child. And I feel like after this process that you've been in of healing and like coming back to yourself, that's what it is. Coming back to yourself. The self that was the one that you were created to be before life happened to you. I feel like you've been going through a period of maybe isolation and, you know, that butterfly energy of, you know, I'm no longer the caterpillar. I'm not maybe quite the butterfly yet, but I'm in the cocoon, you know, and I've been letting go of that old version of me, and I've been slowly transforming and becoming this butterfly. You know, the caterpillar's got to go through quite a process in that cocoon to become the butterfly. You are becoming the butterfly. Guy or girl, it doesn't matter. We don't read gender in tarot, we read the energy, but this is basically you being the butterfly. It's like your butterfly era. And I feel like you've come back to yourself in some way. You maybe have released some traumas, released some experiences, released some memories, gone through a healing. Maybe you're going through a specific like inner child wounding healing process. Consciously, could be unconscious too, but I feel like this Hermit energy is you being in that cocoon. And I feel like there's something very specific that's emerging as this Queen of Wands energy. There's something that you're following. There's this call of your heart that is emerging from this process that maybe you have always known was there. This could be like a dream since your childhood that you've always had, that maybe, you know, life happened and you didn't end up getting to, you know, pursue a dream. Or maybe this is something that has been kind of buried and hidden because of all the traumas and all the things that you've had to go through in order to get to where you are right now. And now is the divine timing. So it feels very like this is a very specific reading to somebody. It feels like this light, this star in the lantern is getting bright, and it may be your intuition may be getting very loud. It may be something repeating, some idea that keeps repeating that you are hearing, you're seeing, you're feeling, and you're like noticing now because it just will not let you alone, you know? It feels like it's getting very bright, and it feels like it's getting very loud, and it feels like it's something connected to your inner child or memories or something that you, maybe a dream that you wanted to pursue when you were young that you never did pursue, that is literally coming up now because A, it's time, and B, it was like your destiny. And so it's time for you to step into your butterfly era. You've gone through a healing, you've gone through a transformation, you've literally let go of all of those old beliefs and those conditioning patterns and programming and behaviors and habits and all the things that were not serving you, probably over the course of the last 9 months or so. And now you're being prepared to be seen as the butterfly. You know, the butterfly is seen. Caterpillars, sometimes they're seen, you know, but it's like caterpillars don't live the way that butterflies do. Butterflies don't live the way caterpillars do, you know. They're totally different. They're a totally different creature. And the butterfly, they're colorful and they're beautiful and they're seen and they're attractive, you know. And they fly and they just be beautiful. They're just who they are. Authentically, and that's you. You're authentically gorgeous. You're authentically attractive. You're authentically beautiful, and you shine in a way. You shine in a particular way. There's something that you are really good at. There's something that you do that the world needs. There's a way that you shine, and that could just be your personality. It doesn't mean that you need to do something specific. It just means that if you're resonating with this reading, pick up on the confirmation of the star in the lantern is like getting really, really loud. So if there's something, some sort of memory or something that you're resonating with that is like you are feeling it, like something is very loud for you. But also if you resonate with this energy of being in isolation, being in the cocoon, being prepared, whether you realize it or not, if you've been in something of an isolation energy, or you've been in maybe sheltered, or you've been in like the cocoon, you know, and you really feel like you've let go of a lot of things, maybe even people in your life. You've maybe gone through some loss, and you're coming to this place where you feel like you're emerging out of it, or you feel like you feel like you're emerging, but you may not realize that in your reality, when you look around in your circumstances, maybe it doesn't tell you that you're emerging yet, but the cards are looking at your energy and you are emerging and things are changing. You just may not be able to see it yet, but you literally feel different because that, like I said, the butterfly is different from the caterpillar. And the butterfly is this energy of power, but also authenticity, and you just being yourself. You're getting noticed. You're getting noticed by being yourself. You are getting noticed, and however this resonates for you, life is going to start showing you a different version of you. Life is going to start, you're going to start noticing the people in your life are going to treat you differently, talk to you differently. You're attracting in new people into your life. You're attracting in new opportunities because you are highly magnetic just being yourself. And this is going to feel very different for you because you're used to caterpillar version. You know, you're used to being treated a certain way. You're used to life being a certain way. You may be used to life being hard and challenging. And this energy of the you stepping into the butterfly era for your life, life is going to be a lot different. You're going to realize that the universe wants for you to experience less. Sorry, you're going to experience more for doing less. You're meant to fly, you're meant to glide, you're meant to cruise. Things are meant to be easy. Things are meant to be, you know, exciting. And just by you being you, like, you don't have to work so hard. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be something you're not in order to receive. Universe, the plan here is for you to do less and receive more. And that's literally what the butterfly era is all about. The butterfly gets more attention just by being itself. The butterfly is constantly being guided to the next place where it lands, where it gets fed, where it gets nourished. It's always being guided. It's you know, anyway, I think you get the point. The universe is healing you. The universe is putting you in the spotlight. The universe is showing you, about to show you that butterfly era you is, life is attracting, you're attracting like a magnet, and life is attracted to you. The people in your life are attracted to you. They're going to give you gifts. You're going to notice that you are being blessed. You're going to notice that answers to your prayers come very quickly through the people in your life. You are going to notice that there is something about you that is highly magnetic. You may be starting a business. You may be moving into a more spiritual way of doing things. You may be starting like in a spiritual venture. Life is about to look a lot different, though. Here's the 10 of Wands. You were the one that carried all of the burdens on your shoulders and walked a hard, treacherous road. The caterpillar is on the ground, right? And the caterpillar has to go up and down over all the treachery and all of the rocks and all of the hard stuff. And meanwhile, the butterfly soars through the air and feels like everything is beautiful, right? That is the energy that you're stepping into, my friends, where we're putting down the challenges. We're coming out of the cycle of struggle, and you're being offered a brand new beginning of abundance, of value, of, you know, just feeling more grounded, feeling more stable, feeling more secure, but abundance. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said in the beginning. There's something about you being authentic. You have something, you've been given a gift. You've been given some sort of a gift, and you just being yourself is that gift. Whether that is you and your personality and how you treat people, whether that is you being, you know, an influencer on social media, whether that is you in a certain skill that you have in a job that you do, whether that is you being an entrepreneur, whether that is something different, whether you are a mom, whether you are a dad, and you're the best mom and you're the best dad, something about you has grown, has transitioned from the caterpillar into the butterfly. There's something about you that is a gift that you've been given by your creator that is authentic to you, that you are stepping into because the world needs you. And it is going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. It is going to bring you a lot of peace. It is going to bring you a lot of security. It is going to bring you a lot of abundance in all areas of your life. You're literally starting this chapter now. You have a lot of wounds. You have a lot of frustration. You have a lot of years where you've been carrying all of the weight. That cycle is over. I want to say the worst is over. The worst is over. I also want to say, follow your heart. What is your heart calling you to do? What is that voice, that star in the lantern that is getting louder and brighter? What is it telling you? Because when we move in that direction, whatever it is, and it might be completely the opposite of anything you've ever done, but see, it's connected to a gift that you've been given, and it's connected to your authentic you. Your authentic voice, your authentic personality. You're authentically so good at something. You know, you may be discovering this about yourself. And if that's the case, that hermit energy, that's like you discovering that you are a star. You discovering that you have a gift in an area of life that you didn't even realize until just recently. Move forward with that. Let that guide you. Trust the process. Trust the unfolding. You may be in the cocoon, but trust it, because that cocoon, remember, the caterpillar goes through something of a death. It goes through something very, very uncomfortable and gooey and mushy to get to the beautiful, beautiful butterfly. If you're going through that right now, it is really hard. It is really uncomfortable. But if you're hearing this message, it's because you need to know that what's on the other side of it is abundance and like extremely successful, beautiful energy that you are coming into, that you needed to know is like, you can't see it, but it's there. You know, things can change on a dime. We just don't know because we can't see it with our eyes, but out of nowhere things happen. When we can't see with our eyes the changes that we're, you know, working towards or praying for, when we can't see it with our eyes, it only means that there's more going on behind the scenes than we know. There's things coming together behind the scenes. There's a creator that created you that is bigger than what you're going through, that knows how to get you through it, and that is also putting things together behind the scenes that is going to be out of nowhere blessings for you. This is you being handed an offer of some kind. This is you being handed, all of a sudden it's like you've come out of the cocoon and you're doing life as a butterfly now, and you didn't even realize. You woke up one day as a butterfly. You didn't even realize. It's just sudden. It's subtle sometimes. And it's also very unexpected, like change from one day to the next. If you've ever had any sort of breakthrough in your life, you can look back and be like, yeah, I totally see what she's saying. Because if I've had a breakthrough, if I've had an answered prayer, it came out of nowhere, you know? Most of the time, that's how it happens. Most of the time, it's like we want some big main event. And sometimes, yeah, it comes that way. Sometimes, though, I think more often than not, it's very subtle. But it's also very unexpected. It's very like, one day it looked this way and the next day it looked that way. You know, sometimes I talk about my clients who were going for a job, and I have one in particular, and she literally had no idea what she was going to do. She had been looking for a while. She was following her intuition. I kept telling her, follow your intuition, follow your intuition. If you feel an intuitive nudge to go and post on a certain website or look up certain listings or email certain people, if you feel a nudge, do it. And she came to the very end of her rope where she had no time left. Suddenly, she woke up with an intuitive knowing to check a listing, and there was a listing there. After months of no listing being there, she had an intuitive knowing one morning as soon as she woke up. And she went and she checked that listing. There was a teacher. She's a teacher. There was a teacher listing in the district that she wanted to be in. Out of nowhere, she applied for it immediately. She got a call back immediately, and the next day she had an interview, and the next day after that she was in the job. Like, her life changed from one second to the next. Within 24 hours she had the job, and then she literally started immediately. Everything happens unexpectedly like that. So whatever it is that you're waiting for, whatever it is that you're hoping for, but also pay attention to what that light is that's getting bright and loud in you, because it is connected to some sort of abundance for you. It may be something you've never done before that you may just need to say yes to and watch the doors open for you. Pay attention to that light, because there is something in you that is shining very, very bright, that the world needs, that the universe is trying to get you to move forward in. All right, you guys, that was your reading. Let me know who I'm reading for in the comments below, because it feels so specific to one of you. And I'm now going to make note of this timestamp for Raquel. Okay, Raquel, you were one of the lucky ones that commented on the right reading. You have an interesting question. You've been trying to go through a process of changing the energy and letting go of energy that doesn't serve you. And you're wanting to know, how do you release that effectively? You try, but you can't seem to do it. So the first thing that I want to tell you is stop telling yourself that you can't seem to do it, because you can. And it is just you aligning to the fact that a new idea, a new assumption that you can release it. That's your new assumption. So start telling yourself that you are free. Start telling yourself that, whatever it is that you're going through, start telling yourself that you have the breakthrough, that it's already done. You want to make your mind get on board with, I can heal, I can be different, life does look different, and then it will happen in your reality. So let's see what the cards want to show you. The Queen of Swords, I knew it. I feel like, in the Fool, I feel like, Raquel, you have some sort of knowing about something that you might be putting aside, you might be ignoring, you might be the one that this whole entire reading was for, where that light, that star light in the lantern is yelling at you. And you may be like, no, you may be fearful, you may not want to move forward in it. There may be something around boundaries here where you could be accepting less in a certain situation, kind of like a comfort zone. Perhaps you're staying in some sort of a comfort zone that really isn't making you happy, or that really isn't comfortable. And every time you choose to stay, or you say you've got this communication, this very clear truth. And she's also what I call my boundary queen. So there's some sort of truth within you. It's like finding your voice, Raquel, paying attention to what that truth is telling you, and how are you saying no to it? Are you speaking your truth? Are you saying what you feel? Or are you making your yes and your no mean no? Are you a people pleaser that is staying in a comfort zone? Could be a relationship, could be a job, could be any sort of situation and it could be all areas of your life too, where you might put others and their needs above your own, even though it feels icky to you. There's something very big in you that is speaking very loudly, or will be after you see this reading. Some sort of truth that says, I need you to hear me. I need you to listen to me. I need you to say yes. So if your truth is telling you to, with that sword, maybe cut out a situation in your life, and you're like, no, I'm afraid, or no, I've been here for too many years, or you're talking yourself out of it or something, this could be why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. because you might be ignoring yourself. And you know what we call that? It doesn't feel good. It feels a little crunchy. Self-abandonment. When we abandon our own self and we put somebody else's needs ahead of our own when it does not align with our truth, or we're staying in a situation that doesn't align with our truth because we're afraid to let go, or we're afraid we're never going to find happiness, or we're afraid of something, you're being invited to take a leap of faith on your truth. What is it that you could be ignoring, that your intuition might be telling you to do, that you may not fully trust because it feels scary? You're being invited to listen to yourself and stop abandoning yourself. Come back to yourself and listen to what yourself is telling you. Because the Magician right behind that and the Ace of Wands says there is a whole new life that is getting ready to be yours, that you actually want. But it requires for you to listen to you. And this releases the old. You may be letting your fear talk you out of moving forward in some way. And that may feel like it's keeping you stuck in an energy loop that you keep wanting to release, but there's something that you might be missing, that your own truth is telling you that you may be ignoring, or you maybe didn't even realize until now. But this is what's going to set you free, is not abandoning yourself and saying yes to yourself. And whatever that looks like in whatever area of your life this is showing up as. But it feels very loud, or it's going to get very loud. And it feels like a very important time of your life, because literally we have the 0 and the 1, and you listening to your truth and not talking yourself out of whatever leap that is, it puts you on a brand new path where you are free of this energy that you're trying to release. They're saying you have the power to release it. You gotta listen to something that your heart already knows. And I also have the 10 of Cups here. So if it has to do with a connection, or if this is just telling you that you listening to your truth and following through and not talking yourself out of it anymore, it's leading you to your most fulfilling chapter, where you feel the difference for real, and you are getting your needs met, and you are emotionally fulfilled, and you are happy, and you are feeling balanced, and you are feeling, just you're right where you're supposed to be. So where are you ignoring your truth? Start there. Okay? Let me know. I will tag you with the timestamp for this, and you let me know how this resonated. And again, the entire reading may be for you as well. Thank you for asking this question and giving me this opportunity to serve you. And I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, kind Gigi, you are up. Thank you for your beautiful comment. I am so blessed and grateful to know that you found me. I'm going to read your comment. I hope that you're okay with that. You found me when you were going through a really difficult time. You were jobless and you were homeless. I have been there. I have been there. All of a sudden, in a different country. Wow. Wow. And lost all faith in love. My readings brought you hope and assured you that the universe had not forgotten you. You have no idea what those words mean to me. You have no idea how fulfilling that, it just fills my heart to know that that's exactly why I'm here. And I was jobless and homeless once as well. And I was hopeless as well. And I longed for hope. And it is so hard. I know. It is so hard when the circumstances are overtaking you every day. I know. So let's see. You want to know when things are going to get better for you in all areas of your life. What does Gigi need to know about this? I've got the Emperor here. Oh, you are being called to take your power back, my friend. Yeah, we have the Nine of Swords. You are constantly dealing with the challenges, right? And you may be replaying them over and over and over and over. You may literally be up all night with worry and fear and wondering when anything is going to change. But also in this deck, look at all the images here. It's like scary thoughts, assuming the worst. You've been through the worst. And so you may be in this cycle of literally assuming that the next shoe is going to drop again, because this has been my experience. And when I say my, I mean yours. You may find yourself just literally struggling to not keep expecting the worst. And you're being called to step back into your power, to call back your power. I'm going to take you and anyone else who is watching right now through a little spell, a ritual to call back your power, because your security and your foundation and your power and your vision, it's all here for you and it's all coming back. I feel like the beginning of this reading, the who am I reading for portion of this reading in the beginning may have been for you too. Listen to what your light on the inside is telling you, because it's guiding you back to your stability. It's guiding you back to your security. Your whole foundation is changing. Your whole foundation, Gigi, was disrupted, was turned on its head, right? Well, it's all coming back into being solid again. There's a plan to get you out of where you are right now and put you back into stability and put you back into feeling secure and stable again in your world. Okay? Now the when. I feel like you need to know that you are more powerful than you realize, and you're needing to call back your power, and then you are going to watch things change right before your eyes. I've gone through this, I've done this, and I'm going to give you exactly the words and the ritual that I did to call back my power, and literally ever since I did that, life started changing very, very quickly. You want to pay attention to what you're shown. You want to pay attention to that light on the inside of you that is guiding you. There is something your heart always knows. Your creator who created you, there's a plan to get you through to the other side of this, back into your stability. And you want to listen to your heart, not your mind that likes to go and go and go and be very, very loud and tell you all the things that you should be afraid of. You don't want to listen to that. You want to listen to your heart. You're being brought back into balance right now. You're going through a period of healing, and rest may be something here in this message for you too, because there's a lot of stress that you've been going through, and literally you're coming back into balance. So your body may need rest. Listen to it. If it's telling you it needs more sleep, if it's telling you it needs more rest, you want to listen to it. You're being prepared for your new beginning, and your life is coming back into balance. Money may be also coming back into balance. Things are coming back into balance here. So there's the intuition card. Listening to your intuition is extremely important for you right now, and it's leading you back to your power and stuff. Okay, so you are intuitively guided to receive my messages. You are intuitively guided to, pay attention And you are receiving. You are receiving. You are being guided. You were led to me. So know that. You are being guided. So listen to what your intuition is telling you, and it's going to get louder. It's going to get louder. These are very important major arcanas. This is a very important big turnaround for you to call back your power. So let's do that. What I want you to do is write these words down. And I'm going to take you through a bit of a meditation, which this energy is meditation. So you may need to do this a few times, Gigi. And Raquel, you may need this as well. So you may want to do this a few times, and it doesn't even matter how many times. If you have to do it every hour of every day to bring your nervous system back into balance and get out of the anxiety and the thoughts that are taking over and taking control, do it as many times as you need to, for as long as you need to feel the shift, because you're going to feel it. I want you to take 3 big breaths, deep breaths. I want you to breathe in stability and breathe out all the stuff from the past that you've gone through. You're breathing out the fear. You're breathing out the stress. You're breathing out everything that happened to you. And you're breathing in power, and you're breathing in your security, and you're breathing in peace. But it also regulates your nervous system to prepare you for these words that we are going to say together. I want you to write them down, and I want you to say them as many times as you need to literally call back your power, and you will feel the shift. And it may take 1 time, and it may take 10 times. You just do you, okay? So we're going to call back our power together, guys. Let's take our deep breaths. And this is going to be a little bit fast for the sake of the video. You take the time that you need to feel very peaceful and very meditative, relaxed before you say this. Close your eyes. And as we say these words, I want you to see your energy, like glittery energy, or however it comes through in your mind is right. And if you don't see anything, that's right too. But I want you to, if you can, visualize like a river of energy coming back to you when we call back our energy, okay? See it coming from a person, a place, or a thing, or just coming back to you like all of your little children are running back to you. You're calling back your power. Okay? Take deep breaths. I like to have my hand on my heart. You don't have to do that. Number 3. I ground myself in my body. I claim this space as my own, and I call all of my power and my energy back to me. See it coming back to you and coming into you, and maybe it throws you back. If you don't see anything, that's okay. I'm going to say it again. You want to repeat it 3 times. I ground myself in my body. I claim this space as my own, and I call all of my energy back to me. One more time. I ground myself in my body. I claim this space as my own, and I call all of my energy back to me. And when you're ready, open your eyes and listen to what your intuition tells you. Listen to what gets loud, your intuition, your truth, your knowing, your next steps. Pay attention to what is shown to you. Do that every day until you really, really feel it. You feel powerful. You feel more grounded. You feel more secure. You feel like you're coming back to yourself. And let me know what shifts for you in the comments below.